Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with X-Traxel on Forza 6 and a Lamborghini, or with a peculiar modification. Apparently you can now have bunny ears on your Lamborghini if that's what you're after. Sure, a peculiar glitch on Forza. I think it's supposed to be the seatbelts that have got themselves stuck out the roof of the car. Not seen that one before, certainly. Up next to a Need for Speed 2015 with a zombie cheese carrying a bit too much speed into a corner, bouncing off a railing and going for a bit of a roll. With his Subaru, he gets reset, bounces off the same railing and does the same roll. Not the cleverest of reset points there. Game Just Agent 1 also on Need for Speed goes round a corner and finds another race heading directly towards him, gets splattered by the first car, gets reset and then gets splattered by the back marker from that race and tumble. I don't even know quite where that car ended up. Yeah, the reset points were not being kind on a Need for Speed. Up next, on to Project Cars with some night racing at Le Mans. Things go a bit wrong through the first corner. This car then gets very, very angry. I don't know what on earth happened. It's like the axle has kind of got twisted and physics is freaking out massively. The car is now bouncing around on its nose and still it turns and turns, and then we're going to fire it across at great speed into the ground and eventually come to a rest in a tyre bundle. Yeah, physics was not happy with that one in any way, shape or form. We're on to GTA 5 with the brightest of colours. That hurts your eyes inside the interior of this lowrider, but it's not a wise idea messing about with the hydraulics of the car. You never know when a Sabre might appear. That's an impressive landing as well, but speaking of impressive landings, not quite as good as Joe Ridiculous, who was for whatever reason, the 6x6 got launched skyward, was just on a bump and it launched the dubster miles up into the air, and still we're twisting and still we're twisting and still the car goes and landed perfectly, almost perfectly. A little bit of a bounce up with the rear of the car there. That's an impressive landing from God knows however many flips that car managed. Regent Doubloon at 26 is donutting around a car that's on fire. Probably not the safest idea, sure enough. Car explodes, but it's not the car that does the damage. Nope, it is a fallen lamppost that is captured. The downside of having an almighty wing, sometimes fallen lampposts might capture it, and now his car can go absolutely nowhere, and unfortunately he would be killed by the police. Dom the Bomb is racing with some trucks when things go wrong. Quite a narrow track, and sure enough, all of the trucks get stacked up. Then we have an endoing truck, and then physics really doesn't know what to do with all of the trucks. Kind of screws them up in a ball and then spits them out the other side, with the orange truck coming off worse. Puffin Cats on the crew. Now, we have seen this glitch before with cars kind of just going up, but this one, we've got the police doing it as well now. Not just the car, and guess what? It's a Dodge again, doing weird things on the crew. It just froze everything. Second, they got tapped by a police car, resets, and we're doing the same thing yet again. Yeah, even the police were joining in on the glitch. That's very peculiar, even for the crew. Yummy here, 682 on a Just Cause 3 has spotted something peculiar as he drove past. These transport buses do not fare particularly well. We had one go flying off into the sea. I had one driving around the side of a mountain. This one is doing the full Italian job. I hope someone has an idea, because that is that is very, very peculiarly placed. That is yeah. Well done, bus drivers. I would not get on a bus in Just Cause 3. It is not going to end well for you at all. LM145 on a Just Cause 2 is shooting up a military base, wanting to get into this plane. Not the safest of takeoffs, I will be honest. Down here, and sure enough, it fires the rockets. The game gets angry and then spits the plane with an immediate 180 back into the wall. I'm not quite sure how the physics of that work. Either way, the plane's facing the wrong way in the hangar. Not particularly good. Freeman on R-Factor going for a big dive up the inside into what I assume is this first corner. Unfortunately, the cars do like to roll over a little bit. This one's slightly assisted from, bumping off the side door of someone. But that's quite an easy rollover for this. As say, I've got a replay camera for you next as well. A pretty good move getting alongside all these cars. It kind of brushes along the rear door, and that's enough to fire his Seat over onto its roof, and then lots of bits of bodywork are flying all over the place. Yeah, quite a a messy first corner, onto a drive club with more rolling over with that just bouncing across the curbs, launches the Mercedes onto its roof. It bounced off a crash barrier, and then things start going really crazy. It just keeps picking up speed as it's tumbling. It was a very, very impressively fast roll. And finally, we have A48 Racing on a GT Legends, taking a little too much speed and slightly getting his Ferrari 250 into a bit of trouble down here. Well, you think not a huge amount of problem. You could get the car back on the road, but no, the Ferrari has other ideas. Not only can it not quite get over that lip, and it keeps, kind of scraping the bottom of the car, it also has not very much in the way of grip. This classic racing Ferrari, one of the most expensive cars in the world, is currently being scuppered by a small grass hill. It's not climbing up either. Something else has gone past on the track itself. This Ferrari now can't really get going again. He does kind of get it going. He's trying to go for a little bit more speed, perhaps, to try and get over this lip. Boots it again, and the Ferrari's beached. It's a painfully expensive crash. The Ferrari, though, is, not going to... not going to climb up on that attempt. Yeah, this great racing Ferrari and a small piece of grass has caused it an awful, awful lot of trouble. Anyway, that is it for this episode. If you have clips you would like to submit to this series, and then you can via our forums. There'll be a link in the description. At the very top of the page, there's the FailRace clip submission section. In there, you can find all of the rules and how to submit them. But that is it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.